Today we're going to make Pandan Gula Melaka Cupcakes. For this recipe you need 180 grams of softened butter, 240 grams of sugar. I'm going to use brown sugar for this recipe, 3 large eggs, 1 teaspoon of pandan paste or pandan water, 300 grams of cake flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 180 ml of coconut milk. These are all the ingredients for the batter. Now we're going to add in the butter. Now we are going to add the sugar and mix them together. Now we are going to mix it. Now we are done. The mixture should look like this, very smooth and sugary. Now we will have to add 1/3 of the flour. Now since we have added 1/3 of our flour, we have to add our baking powder and baking soda. Now we are going to have to add the 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Now we got to mix it all together. Alright, now that we are done mixing the batter, we have to add our coconut milk. This time we will have to add half of our coconut milk. Now we have to mix it into. Now the stir thing is fastened on, we have to start this machine and get it mixing. Now we start the machine. Now since we have finished mixing it in, we have to add in 2 out of 3/4 of the flour mixture. Now I've added in the flour. Now we have to mix it again. Once we have finished mixing the flour in, we have to add in the rest of the coconut milk. Now we have to mix it. Now I finished mixing it. Now I have to add in the rest of the flour. Now that I have added in the rest of the flour, now I have to mix it again. Now since all the flour is mixed in, we have to add in the 1 teaspoon of pandan water. Now the texture should be thick and moist. Now for the last and final ingredient, we have to add in 3 large eggs, one at a time. mixture should be just as thick, and it must not have little chunks on the side. And mix it with a spatula just to make it not so lumpy, and all the ingredients to check whether it's properly mixed. Now we have got to put this mixture into the muffin pan. Now we place the batter into the cupcake molds. Make sure they are not extra full because it will rise up during the baking time. Since I finished filling up my cupcake tray and I have extra batter left, you can use the extra cupcake molds to do a second round. Time for the Gula Melaka sauce. This is optional. First we have to have 200 grams of Gula Melaka. Now since I have already boiled the Gula Melaka, I will have to add in a bit of water, just a bit of water, and a little bit of butter. Now it's time to melt them. Now I've put it in low heat and let's wait for the butter to melt. Now we gotta stir it. Let the butter melt for a while. We gotta let it simmer on the stove for a while, and in a few minutes it should be done. Now our Gula Melaka is done, so we have to turn off the heat. Okay, now once it's boiled, we have to put it in a plastic bag, or what you can do with it is pipe the cupcakes. Now since I have placed it in the piping bag, we will have to pipe the cupcakes. These are how all the cupcakes turned out. Now time to ice them. I've already unwrapped one from the wrapper. I have decorated it. Now time for the big reveal. Woohoo! Hope you enjoy. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.